TV. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Greetings. I'm your host, Kemetu Bay. This is Millennium News 24 for all viewers around the world. They can get on all kinds of social media and just listen to this particular beautiful show, the Interfaith talk show. And we have
Going live.
greetings. This is the Interfaith talk show. I'm your host, Kemetu Bay, at Millennium News 24. And I have a special guest here today. She has a charitable organization. And one of the things that we need to know, because you're going to want to realize how do a charitable organization relates in this religious view concerning what's stated in the Torah, where the Most High wants a cheerful giver, so that way the Most High will bless you for those that is giving charity. And also in the Quran, the third faith of Islam is zakah, which got to do with charity, to give to the poor and the needy and the orphans. All right. So my host, Keisha McCroskey, is going to go into details of how our organization and how charitable it is from a perspective that we all need today. My guest.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Yes.
I have an organization that's Seeds for Growth and Development. We are on a mission to help some women that survive human trafficking and domestic violence. I'm a survivor of human trafficking and domestic violence.
Wow.
And when I found out that I was going through those traumatic experiences through like a support group that I went through, I said, you know what? I'm starting a 501c3, and this will be my mission.
Beautiful.
I believe as God has allowed me to survive my trauma, I can work with women and men that's going through the same thing.
That's good. Now, that's a charitable factor to be able to help those who are in need, because it talks about those who may be homeless, those who may be poor, those that may be an orphan, especially when we live in a society when it's very tough financially, so when you have such a beautiful charitable organization, what I would like you to do is go into, what the charitable organization, what does it provide for people, what they can expect to get from you,
Okay. Well, God has blessed me with a resource center. I have a resource center in the South Bronx area where I provide wraparound services for low-income families. We support human trafficking and domestic violence survivors. We provide them with support groups. We provide them with financial literacy, trauma-informed therapy. Because when people survive just this traumatic experience of human trafficking, they're going to need something to help them rebuild their lives.
Very true.
Right? And so, Mr. Bay, I'm so glad you have me on here today, because this is something that's very, very well needed to bring up awareness of.
Yes.
We have so many missing women and men and children.
Very true.
Every day. In the Bronx alone, through my research, there were over 200 missing people.
Wow.
Yes, and it's from the hands of perpetrators, traffickers, and we have some runaways too. But at the end of the day, what we are What our organization is doing, bringing awareness about human trafficking.
Yes.
Modern day slave has been around for centuries.
Centuries, true.
Yes.
True.
Yes.
What I wanted to bring to your attention, I want those viewers out there to hear you, is this month, right? It's supposed to be
Human Trafficking Awareness
month. All right.
Yes. This month is Human Trafficking Awareness Month. And let me tell you something. I have to be very transparent.
Yes.
When people like myself that's in the ministry, the enemy doesn't like that.
True.
So he targets so many things. But God has his way of doing things.
True.
Because I was supposed to have a workshop. And something happened at my resource center when I wasn't able to do so. But here I am on your show.
Beautiful.
And now we're talking about it. So
Beautiful.
God knows, he
your
knows
heart.
what he's doing. He knows my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So guess what? We're getting it out today.
Which is true. Because this evening around 6, I'm supposed to come to your workshop and do a lecture.
Yes.
After this show. But again, because of certain things get into the way, yes. But it's not going to stop. You're going to continue moving. So it was beautiful that you came on so we can express what we was going to do at 6. We can do right now presently.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
So now what about the elderly? You know, do you have a program? Because a lot of them is just suffering because the income, like for instance, I know that your organization have gotten a grant. Can you expound onto that?
So the elderly, we are located in a building where senior citizens reside.
Gotcha.
And we also provide them services.
Excellent.
When I got to the building, I didn't realize that mental illness was so much
rapid.
On the rise.
That's right.
These elderly individuals have so much trauma that they just can't find their way. And when I got there, if I tell you, there was so much work to be done there.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God that I have a team of professionals that help me.
Beautiful.
Provide them with the services that they need. They didn't have a bed to sleep on.
Wow.
They hardly couldn't feed themselves and clothe themselves. So through donations throughout, when people donate to us, we provide them with those donations along with our clients that we serve. Yes. So
I have a client that I'm working with now. He's an elderly and is 84 years of age, and unfortunately, he have lost his home for some fraudulent mortgage. And somebody that I know referred him to me, and I've been helping him. But because he's living so lavishly over the years, that he literally wanted to take his life.
Oh, yes.
Yes, that's how stressful it can be when you have an economic strife in your life, and he lost everything, and now he's trying to get back on track. So I've been doing some charitable work myself with him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, to help him out.
Mm-hmm.
So I do know what you're saying, and this is the reason why the Most High would bestow the blessings on us, be it if you're coming from the Torah, or you're coming from the Quran, or you're coming from the Injil, what they call the New Testament. You know what I'm saying? And other faiths also do charitable work that that we may not be aware of. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So I think it's very important that people be aware of this information. All right. So what we're gonna do, we'll be right back with our viewers. So we'll go on a commercial break. Thank you.
Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Yes, I'm back with our viewers, and we are talking about being charitable because this is the very virtuous way of giving to others who may not have, to survive in their tragic situation, especially when it can bring on mental types of anguish and anger, and this depression that goes along with stress. And so it's so important that we can have an outreach where we can reach those that's out there who may need help. All right. You got the masjids for the Muslims who are in the faith of Islam. You got the Christian churches or the Catholic churches, like Catholic Charities that's out there that helps people that needs. All right. Whatever those needs may be. All right. You got a lot of Baptist churches and Methodist churches that gives out food, or they have food pantries. They even give out clothing for those who may be in need for clothes. So this is like a charitable event, you know what I'm saying? And of course, those who are being very charitable, you would get it back from the Most High. And the Most High would look down upon, organizations and people who would actually show love towards their fellow man. All right. So what I want to ask you, Keisha, is the grants, how would a grant or how would one go about trying to get a grant and qualify for that grant through your non-for-profit? How would that happen? How would that work?
Well, I don't give out grants.
Oh, no, not you per se, but
Okay.
I'm sure that if you're receiving grants, are you getting grants for your organization?
So funny you mentioned that. I got one grant.
All right.
far.
Which is good.
One grant. I just got awarded one grant.
Excellent.
But we need more.
Excellent.
We need more. So what was told to me that keep doing the work and that you can get reimbursed for the time that you put in.
True.
That's what we've been doing. We keep doing the work so we can be reambused. I don't know how long that's going to take for us to get the grants, but we in desperate need of donation.
All right. Well, put it this way. I have helped someone in Brooklyn many years ago and helped them get a grant from the state.
Mm-hmm.
So what I can do is get all your credentials and qualifications, and I know where to go, and we'll work on it. We'll work on it.
That will be helpful.
All right.
That will very be helpful. If
Yes.
we can do more.
Yes,
We
exactly.
can do more.
But you know what you need to do too
Mm-hmm.
is to be able to start registering people.
Okay.
All right, that would need these grants
Okay.
through your non-for-profit, because when you show numbers
Mm.
that's in need for these grants, the monies are there, really. 9 to 10, we just don't realize what's there. Because I do a lot of research in the grant area, all right? And the grant is something that is free. You don't have to pay back. It's very charitable, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want the audience to be aware that there are grants out there. I mean, the way the system is financially, people are struggling. And so Con Edison or electric bill is going up, and people may need their services, and they may, need, what these services may provide.
Right.
All right. But a lot of people is unaware. I mean, during COVID, all right, there was a lot of grant money was given out.
Exactly.
All right, during COVID,
That's right.
which was a very charitable move on the federal and the state, and people was claiming those grant monies from the IRS, when they did their taxes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's not easy to live in a society where, you under what you call as minimum wage,
Mm-hmm.
or you may be under some restrictions of how much money you're going to get from Social Security. And the new president administration is doing all these cuts and these executive orders. One of the cuts they're talking about is cutting Social Security.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That would
saying?
be drastic.
And see, this is the reason.
A lot of people.
True.
So I
Mhm.
have to elaborate on some things.
Yes,
when you're
please do.
talking about
Please
grants.
do. Please.
It's not that we haven't put in grants.
Mhm.
I've paid a lot of money
Mhm.
to put in grants
Mhm.
to grant writers.
All right.
None of them want anything.
Wow.
They have taken our money and say that they can help us,
Wow.
and they're not helping.
Now, the question I want to ask you, because people got to be very careful with that situation also, especially
Yes.
for non-for-profit
Yes.
businesses
Yes.
that's going to be charitable to people.
Mhm.
People need to be aware that when you are paying grant writers to do charitable work,
Mhm.
we got to see if they are being regulated. You follow me? To
Yes.
see that
Mhm.
that they can actually get you this grant money.
Mhm.
Because to me, it's highway robbery when you pay out money to help other people, expecting that the grant writer would draft up a grant in order for you to get the grant so you could be charitable to the people. You know, so did you check out their background and find out were they eligible to be a grant writer? Are they certified to be a grant writer?
A
Because
few I have. One, I just went through a really horrible experience with one.
all right.
One said that I won a grant, and then he was waiting on the award letter. And he kept giving me so much excuses of why we wasn't getting this award letter. Till when it came to a point where I had to do my own research.
Got you.
And I found out that he never put the grant in.
Wow.
And that hurted us.
So did you talk to someone in the Department of Consumer Affairs? Because you have to really file complaints against these grant writers who are not really qualified to write grants. Because, you know, there's folks out there who portray to be a grant writer, you know, and you're trying to do a charitable work. And it's a shame that they're taking money from a non-for-profit organization that's trying to be charitable to people through the grants. And then you find a underwriter of a grant to be very, you know,
Dishonest.
very dishonest.
So you let me say this.
Yes.
I'm a survivor, right?
All right.
I've been through a lot of trauma in my life.
All right.
But this was expected for the perpetrator, to the fraud, you know, and for the trafficker.
Yes.
When I came into this not-for-profit world, I didn't realize how many people that will mislead us, knowing that we need their help. They will come after us that's trying to do service to the community, get money from us, knowing that we don't have the money to even lose like that and play on us. It's sad. It's very, very, very sad.
Yes, it is.
And I'm tired of it, and it needs to stop. You know, I've reached out to, you know, some elected officials to help me out, you know, and
what was their response? Yes, what was their response?
Oh, you know, some don't respond. Some say they'll be over and never shows up.
Wow.
I invite them to my events, they don't show.
Oh, wow.
But you know, at the end of the day, I have to keep going, because when I have every client that walked through that door is in need of a service.
True.
And the good news is that I have collaborated with other organizations that can help us out when we can't give them the services.
Got you.
And that's what I want to do. You know, I have this resource center. It's open to open the doors not only for clients and to not-for-profit organizations like myself that needs a place. Because in order for us to get the grants, they want us to have, most of the time, we have to have a physical place.
True.
Right? So I'm opening up the door to other non-for-profit organizations that's looking to network with me, yes, and collaborate on some things that we can refer our clients to them. And we can also rent out its space so they can come and meet with their clients and do the service that we you know, that they they want to do.
Yes.
I'm an advocate. I'm an advocate for people with trauma. Every day, someone is going through a traumatic situation. It can get very overwhelming. Very overwhelming. And the support that we need donors, we need volunteers, we need other resources, not just for the resources that we provide our clients, resources for not-for-profit organizations. How do we get funded so we can keep doing the work that we say that we are doing?
Yes. Very important. We're going to take a break in reference to our viewers, and we'll be right back. Thank you.
Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
I'm back. Thank you for listening in on this charitable event, all right, based upon Interfaith Talk Show. And of course, my host, Keisha, and she has a non-for-profit, very charitable organization that she has, because a lot of people is in need of charity. Charity has been something that's been needed for thousands of years because all kinds of natural disasters happen, like up in California, all right, and certain parts of New Orleans, and the disaster could be anything. It could be the mass shooting into schools, the avalanches of the weather, and then people just run into all kinds of tragic issues, and then nothing like having a charitable organization that you can go to. Like you have the Red Cross out there, you have FEMA and other emergency organizations that would do charitable things to try to get people back on their feet. And of course, we see all these tragic things that's happening on the news, so addressing this issue is very, very important. I think what should be done is you take a survey of how many people that needs charitable help.
Well, I do that.
You see what I'm saying? Very important. What I'm saying? That you go through the neighborhood, knock on the doors.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And get signatures and all that. Because what happened is it's almost like a petition in a sense. Because you want to petition the government that, listen, I need these resources, all right, to keep my non-for-profit organization to be a vehicle to be able to help other people that's in need.
Yes.
All right? Because it's tough out there.
It's very tough.
It's tough.
It's tough for all of us.
Exactly. Because there's people who may be evicted from their homes because
oh my God,
they may lose their job. They may have a mortgage and they can't pay it because it may be too much. You know what I'm saying? Because you got other bills you got to pay, and then now you lose your home. You're out in the street, and you got to start all over again. And it's a real rough place to be at when you are having financial difficulties. You know what I'm saying? So a charitable organization such as yours is very, very important, very much in need. And I want to ask you, the other charitable organizations that you seek to network with, how was that working out for your organization? That's something to be known. How's that working out?
Well, I have reached out to a few organizations
yes,
willing to work with me.
All right.
To help me, to those who's been in front, like been around longer than myself.
Gotcha.
I like to connect that to people that knows how to do fundraising. How to reach out to the right people so we can get funded for our organization. And I'm not going to leave out the ones that's starting out too, because I started. It's not that easy. As a non-for-profit organization, we rely on community to help us.
True.
We rely on donations. We rely on gifts. We rely on other people because there's a lot of people that love what they do.
Yes.
But the challenges that they face is funding.
Yes.
For instance, if I may,
Mm-hmm.
Right now, like I said, I work with survivors of human trafficking and domestic violence. There are some, they need safe places.
Got
They
you.
need safe housing. See, when I get a victim, what we have to attend to take them into a shelter where
Mm-hmm.
they're not getting the services that they need.
Yeah.
So we can only give them service on, outpatient,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Got you.
So when they come in, we have to send them back to a place that's not doing much for them.
Wow.
See, the key is to rebuild,
Yes.
heal, and deliver.
Yes.
And I've been on a mission for that. I go in the highways, the byways.
Yes.
I go into the hospitals. I go to any place that people need me, that need my support. And it's just not women. Men are going through stuff
What I
too.
question.
I have so many men that, more than women. Since I opened up my resource center,
Mm-hmm.
I have men came to me
Mm-hmm.
and said, I'm going through this situation. I need help.
Wow.
Domestic violence,
Yeah.
human trafficking,
Yeah.
homelessness.
And coming out of correctional facilities is another issue
Exactly.
because they have no funds to get back into civil society,
And,
and they need help to get on their feet, get a job.
Exactly.
And all this is charitable work.
This work isn't easy.
No, it's not.
But it can be a lot easier if we can just get the support and the other resources that we need.
Got you.
And the number one key thing is funding. It's funding.
True.
Because once we get the funding, we can help like right now, I serve about 100 people. I work with 100. We can match that if we have more.
Got you.
You understand? If we can serve so much more and do so much more if we just have the funding that we need to help us with our.
Sometimes there's ideas out there that one can work with to get funding. Like when I said that go to door, it could be a petition. You can start off a petition because the First Amendment specifically says that the people can petition the government for the redresses of their grievances.
Yes.
This is a grievance that the people have because they are suffering. And so when you start a petition and you got people to sign on the petition, and of course it would have your non-for-profit, who's going to be sponsoring the people who can sign on to this petition. And when you can get this petition to state and federal government officials, all right, and they see that there is a certain amount of people out there that's in need, that they can sign these petitions, they could probably most likely sit down with them and get the funding that's needed. They could probably tell you what qualification that you should have, what application that you need to fill out. So there are different ways that one can try to get the funding, because I know it's not easy, all right, because people is just fending for themselves.
Right.
And so because they're fending for themselves because they're having a hard time. But people got to realize too, Keisha, is that people pay taxes. Right. And those taxes can come back to them as charitable. It doesn't necessarily have to be a tax return.
We are 501c3, we're tax exempt.
That's my point.
So when they donate, we can give you a tax form.
That's right.
You donated. But let me just say this. We do like when someone come in my office.
Yes.
I have a questionnaire and see what type of services
that
they're seeking for.
Excellent.
We get a lot of people that's in shelters that's looking for housing.
Got you.
Housing is the number one.
Yes, it is.
And housing is the number one key factor of getting people back on track so they can start rebuilding. If they are in a shelter,
true,
they can't get the services.
No, they can't.
They can't even can't even focus on anything else but getting that that permanent housing.
Yes.
right? And that's what we're looking to do, because we also house like about 25 people
All right.
without vouchers.
Wow.
Yes, so we do cater to low income families that
Yes.
that doesn't
That's
have
basically
a
what the
voucher.
majority is.
Because even though I find that a lot of landlords do not like to take vouchers because of they feel that they're going to mess up the building.
Yeah.
They're not going to be responsible.
Yeah.
But guess what? We at Seeds for Growth and Development, we have a retention program
Yes.
where we evaluate our clients. We see where they should be fit and house them in a place where, you know,
Yes.
as they need in their needs.
Yes.
Should I say?
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? If
I
I
got
make
you.
sense with that?
Yeah, you
Yes.
make a lot of sense with that
Yes.
because you're right.
Because
Excuse me.
like the building I'm in,
Yes.
someone didn't do a good job.
Wow.
Because they put 45 senior citizens in the building.
Listen, we're going to go to commercial break
Okay.
for our viewers.
Okay.
We're going to come back. We're going to pick right that up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Commercial break.
Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Yes, we're back with our host, Keisha. She has a not-for-profit, and we're going to just pick up where she left off. You was saying about
I was saying
numbers
about
that
the
you
senior citizens
Yes.
that we help in our building. They are dealing with a lot. They have a lot of needs. They need someone to they need supportive help.
Yes.
Because, you know, even though that's not a supportive build, like the
Yes.
building is not for support, help, but our organization provide them services for
True.
them.
Got you.
And, you know, and it's, oh my God, it can be overwhelming because it can be very intense to see that we have our senior citizens that's lost.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting you said that, Keisha. I do a lot of charitable work myself. I don't have a charitable organization, but as they say, I would be like the good Samaritan.
Mm-hmm.
So what I try to do to try to help people alleviate, you know, the financial stress out of their lives that can create poverty and disaster, especially the elders. A lot of the elders, and I've been teaching this quite a few years ago, where the elders don't realize, even if you're on Social Security,
Mm-hmm.
if you look at the tax forms, they do ask how much charity that you have given so that way you can get that back as a tax.
Mm-hmm.
But what I've been doing for the elderly to help them out by doing charitable work is I used to say, listen, you do get something from the Social Security and you can file your tax. Most senior citizens don't realize that they can get back $3,000 to $5,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
That would help them. And I've been teaching this in a charitable way.
Yes.
To show them that, listen, you're getting your monthly stipend,
Mm-hmm.
and when you get your Social Security money, you're still paying taxes to whatever it may be.
Yes.
And so what I'm saying is that you can get that money back, because if you're getting $24,000 at the end of the year, you know, like $2,000 a month, maybe a little less. All right. That money is eaten up in your rent.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then they go into some financial hardship because they're not making enough money on the Social Security. Now here you have this particular new administration talking about cutting off Social Security. So where's that going to leave the elderly? what's that going to leave the disabled? So charitable work is much needed. It's greatly needed.
Much needed.
Because when you get these politicians in office and they start doing all these budget cuts, who's going to feel it? It's the people. The people is going to feel it. The elderly, the disabled. But yet you want to enhance the rich. All right? And so, you know, something have to be done differently. That's why I said you have to do a petition.
Yes.
All right.
We do that. We do.
All right. But the question is, even when you do a petition, what office that you are petitioning? You follow me? Because you have what you call is the appropriation department.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And why I'm saying this to you, Keisha, because you have an award. You have a presidential award.
Yes, I did.
So that presidential award can go along with your petition.
Right.
So that way they can, because you are really in a good position to get the funding that you need.
Yes, I am.
So I may just have to help you out on that area.
I
right.
Appreciate that.
All right. So
yes.
Because sometimes it's, you know, we just have to have the what you call the know-how.
The know-how.
All right.
That's right.
All right. Because, you know, and stay away from those underwriters, those grant writers, you know, because you got governments out there, you know, like I said, I've done a charitable grant money that I put together for somebody.
Right.
All right. I've done that many years ago. I haven't done it in years, but I've done it. All right. And I did charitable work to do that. All right. I didn't, because usually these grant writers, they're going to want you to pay them, like you just said.
Yes. And they, of course, we need to pay them.
No, that's not it. Paying them is not the issue. The issue
they need to do the service.
That's right. That's my point. Because when I did the grant writing and know what forms to get from the state, what I'm saying is I did that as a charitable work.
That's right.
I didn't even
services
because I'm good.
Yes.
All right, but other people may not be good. So the person who needed it, I provide that service, being charitable to that, and he was really great. He got like a $5,000 grant money. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And once you get your foot in the door for one grant, you can always increase it from 5 to 10 to 20 as years go by.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? So the only thing you need to do is show your executive summary of how you run your non-for-profit, who's in need. That's why, because you got to really keep books on these issues. Right? That's something they're going to just give you and you're just going to just hand it out. It doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you have to have a certain type.
It's called a lookbook.
There you go.
So when they come in, you can show them like, look, this is what we've been doing.
Yes.
And this is what we're looking to do in the future. Yes, I am so grant ready.
Well, you have an award, a presidential award.
I'm grant
that would definitely would give you the grant. So I'm going to look in for that for you, so that when we come back on the show sometime in this year, before the year is out, we're going to show the prosperity of how that worked for you. All right? Exactly. So that's very important that I bring that to your attention. All right. I'm sure that there are other ways that you provided, like you said, the crises such as human trafficking,
awareness.
Mm-hmm. You have a building site that you have a workshop.
Yes, we have financial literacy, which you come in and help us out with that. And also, see, the thing is, right, to pursue happiness is everyone's right to pursue it.
Gotcha.
If you give someone a chance to pursue it, what you may find is happiness.
True. Very true.
As a survivor, right, how I got to where I'm at today.
Yes.
I had some healing to do.
Yeah, of course.
I had to get
we all do.
Deliverance. And I am a woman of God. I'm connected to a wonderful spiritual organization where we help rebuild, heal, and deliver.
Beautiful.
I just opened up. I didn't open up yet, but I'm planning on opening up. But I just started my own ministry. It's called Arise to Freedom Ministry.
Oh, wow.
And what Arise to Freedom Ministry is to help people get delivered from their trauma.
Mm.
If you don't get deliverance, you will stay stuck.
Very so.
And people don't realize they can heal.
That's true.
They can rebuild.
That's true.
And they can get deliverance.
That's true.
Once you get deliverance, you can start thriving.
That's right. That's right.
Even though I'm going through my little challenges.
Yes, we all are.
And stuff.
True.
But I never give up.
You
I
know,
don't lose sleep at night.
You know, you kind of remind me of my mom right now, who's an ancestor. And over 30 years ago, she became a pastor. And my mom was very philanthropic, where she had took one of the houses and turned it into a women's shelter, a shelter for women and children.
Okay.
Up in the Bronx here. And mom had did so much charitable work around the world. My mom had been to Africa. She's been to the Caribbean. She's been to Europe. And she's been bringing food, clothes, and financial support for those needy families in these various places throughout the world.
Okay.
So she was very, very philanthropic in her journey in her life while she was here with us. My mom was the type of woman that she would give you the clothes off her back. She would give you a bed. She'd give you food, shelter, all right, financial support if you need. Mm-hmm. My mom has a master's degree. She has a PhD in theology, you know, and she taught for 18 years in school.
Okay.
And she does help people get on their feet. This was her ministry, because you kind of remind me of what my mom was doing. Yes. She had a radio show every Thursday up in WVOX up in New Rochelle. You know what I'm saying? And she has Bible study, and she was very charitable.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? My mom was very charitable, so I'm very aware because I have been exposed to that all my life from my mom. So I picked up those qualities about being charitable to other people. I'm very charitable to other people too. You know what I'm saying? And I don't look for nothing back. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how it is when you don't have. My mom taught me when I was very young. She said, son, if I have, you have, and you have, I have.
That's right.
All right? And so when I start looking at scriptures like in Isa, which they call Jesus in English, all right, that prophet was very charitable.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? You know, healing the sick, feeding the needy who was hungry. You know, he was doing a lot of charitable work. That's the reason why so many people, you know, acknowledge Isa. Some even go so much as far as worship Isa. Yes. You see what I'm saying? Because he was doing so much of a great work. All right. You know, and other prophets have done charitable work, you know, to help the people. Because it's all through the Quran, it's all through the Torah, the other prophets that have done charitable work.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And so this is what this Interfaith Talk Show is about, you know, that we can expand all the way out, because religion is a way of life.
That's right.
And even though it's a way of life, it doesn't mean that you may not need some charitable work. Yes.
But now, ever since I became saved, my life has changed.
All right.
My life has changed. My belief, my faith has grown so much. No matter what you face in life, if you just put your faith and your belief and keep your eyes on the Lord, He will take you far. Sometimes you could be tested. Sometimes, you know, there's a lot of stuff that comes your way. But, you know, healing and deliverance is the key, like I mentioned. Before I forget, I wanted to also say that we are getting ready to open up adult daycare.
Beautiful.
It's not mine, Seeds for Growth. It's not Seeds, but it's through another partner of mine.
Beautiful.
It's about to do an adult daycare.
Excellent.
Because
they need it.
Center. Yes. So they need that. So that will be helpful for the senior citizens. And it's not just for senior citizens. That's for anybody that does have any disability. We would offer lunch, breakfast,
excellent,
and dinner.
Excellent
for them. Yeah.
You know, it's so interesting that you brought that up because I remember working at this hospital many years ago. And of course, I used to be a chef of a restaurant up in New York. And we used to do what you call as Meals on Wheels because there's a lot of people like the elderly and the disabled because their finances is so to a minimum that the food prices are so high that you really need nothing less than $400 a month, which is $100 a week.
Yes.
But they're giving people like $200 for the whole month.
Who's gonna survive?
Exactly.
That?
So people rely
The lines
on
are getting longer
the food. Yes, the food pantry. But thank Allah, the Most High, for the food pantries from the churches. Because I've been seeing that for years. Yes.
And they also donate to our organization,
which is good. Which is good.
Yes.
Which is good. So we're going to be right back. We're going to take a commercial break.
Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Yes, we're back, and we are just trying to educate our viewers, about being charitable, being the good Samaritan, because there's so much tragedy that's out there that we see on the news worldwide. Exactly. Unfortunately, it's the mass killing, it's the fires, it's the tsunamis, and so one do need charitable organizations to be able to help people get back on their feet, So I think that's very important that we address these issues, all right, because it's not easy,
It's time to put it into modern day slavery.
Yeah, it's not easy.
That's what it all boils down to.
Yeah,
modern day slavery.
Yeah, because the finances you can't make it today.
No.
No. I mean, you need a minimum of at least $100 a week, because when you go to the supermarket, you just get one bag of food for $100.
Yes. So guess what? Now. I'm glad you're talking, because right now we need to show our community how we can come out from poverty.
True.
Right?
True.
To riches.
That's right.
And I'm not talking about with just money.
Yes.
It's time for us to own some property.
Got you.
Urban community don't have a lot of property that we own.
No.
You will find every other race but us owning property.
You're so right. And also we need to own land for agriculture.
Exactly.
Because if we were to mass produce our foods, we can be our own Meals on Wheels.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? To get the funding to keep that going, to continue to feed people around the United States who's in need. So you're right about owning property, but not only properties for us housing, which is very important, but also food, because you need that supplement. You need that supplement other than what's being given. But the most saddest thing is that you're so restricted. If you own Social Security, there's a restriction that if you got any little thing coming in, the first thing they're gonna want to do is want to take that away from you. All right. And they want to keep you oppressed, keep you in a state of poverty, and so they don't have any other alternatives for people that they can strive off of without feeling that their Social Security money is going to be taken away. They're not going to be able to pay utility bills or rent or buy food. So talking about these issues is to give people the awareness concerning that we have to support our charitable organizations.
That's right.
All right.
Yes. See, when you mentioned about Social Security, SSI, that is for people that, it's good, right? I once had I had to go down that road.
Yes, a lot of us, millions of us, is going down that road.
I knew that there was another way.
Beautiful.
Of life, and what we need to know, what is that other way?
True.
We don't have to stay stuck.
True.
We don't have to stay in poverty.
True.
We can come out of poverty, but we have to get out and do something.
True.
We have to get involved. We have to start supporting our own kind. I find that a lot of minority people support everybody else other than their own kind.
True.
It's time to unite. It's time for us to unite. It's time for us to stick together, to support one another, teach one another, pray for one another.
True.
And stop fighting one another.
True.
My mission is to become a warrior. I am a warrior. I pray for our people. Prayer is very important.
That's another charity, is to pray for your fellow man.
Is very important. I find out that prayer can heal. Prayer can rebuild. Having faith in the God that we know, that he can change your life. It's always a solution to every problem.
True.
Every problem, there's a solution.
That's very true. Very true.
Yes.
You want to give them some references of how they can contact you, email?
Yes.
Yes.
So my organization is Seed for Growth and Development. And our website is sfgadinc.org. We are located in the South Bronx area. Can I give my address?
Yes, give them everything.
My address is 1281 Howe Avenue. We are open from Monday through Fridays with resources from 10 to 6 p.m. And we offer NA. We offer men and women's support group, that is. We do workshops, financial literacy, right?
True.
And we're about to open up adult daycare. And we're opening up our organization for other not-for-profits that's looking for a place that they can come to and provide services.
True.
So those are the things that we're doing. We are on Facebook. We on Instagram, Seeds for Growth and Development. You can use my name, Miss Keisha McCroskey. Yes, so we here. We out here. You understand? So I am so excited, and thank you for allowing me to come here
and express.
Because even though that my program got shut down because we were having an issue with our heating system for like 3 months,
and that's a course.
I mean, and let me tell you, I had what do you call it? The service, the electrician coming to look at it, keeping us on hold, saying that they took the key.
I know an electrician, certified electrician,
and to find out that we have to replace the unit.
And there's something, and that's expensive.
Yes, and the landlord wants us to do that.
Oh no, he's supposed to do that himself.
So guess what I did? I went and joined a lawyer's legal shield.
Got you. Oh, legal shield. Yes.
Yes. Yes, because we need to know.
Yes.
Right. We need to know how to protect ourselves.
That's right.
And especially with the law, with the rights.
Yes.
Because everybody will try to get over on you.
That's true.
When they say that you're a 501c3, you can get money. But it's not easy getting that money.
It doesn't work like that.
It's not easy getting that money.
It doesn't work like that.
We got to put in a lot of work.
That's true.
Our team put in a lot of work. There's days that I haven't got a paycheck yet from it. But God has been good to me. Still. Because I'm a servant for him.
That's right.
He take care of his servant. And I know one day my paycheck is coming.
There you go.
You understand?
I feel the same way. And I always look at a reward when I can help another one who may be in need. because I passed through the highways and byways, and people would stop me and they ask me, "Can I get a few dollars to get something to eat?" And I'm saying, "Listen, let's go inside this restaurant or whatever."
Yes.
And I buy them a meal. You know what I'm saying? Buy them a meal, just to feed them, because it's not easy. That you're going through hard times, and somebody who wants something to eat, I would definitely buy them something to eat.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I would definitely buy them something to eat,
them.
and then try to, because usually when I run into someone in that condition, I try to learn, what happened, what can be done. You know what I'm saying? There's food pantries out there. There's churches. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of churches out there that does food pantry.
Yes, they do.
The issue is that it's not noticeable where they can hold millions of people to be fed. They're out there. I've seen it all over New York City. I've seen people standing online by the hundreds.
Yes, I'm right next door to a food pantry, a church that's
and so how many people that be online?
Oh, hundreds.
Exactly.
Hundreds.
But see what I'm saying?
And that's still not enough.
Of course not, but Keisha, this is what I'm saying. Listen to what you just said. And these are thoughts and ideas that help one who wants to continue to be charitable. Now, if you got a food pantry right next to you, right next door, and the day that they're going to give out food, that's the day that you have your petition. And those who
I have been doing that.
That's beautiful.
I've been doing
and let
that.
them sign your petition.
Yes.
And again, you have a presidential award, recognition, acknowledgement. So again, we're gonna stop right there, and we're gonna get back and go into commercial break. Thank you. Yes. Yes, it's in. Yes. So we'll be back next week, Friday, between our regular time. So thank you, viewers, for listening and showing your support.
Thank you for having me. Don't forget, Seeds for Growth and Development. We're here for you.
See, I got to talk to him.